Where to begin? It's been crazy over the last couple of weeks. I'm currently in the south of France with Camille. About 3 or 4 months ago, we made the decision to move to France, and it's been the best decision I think we've ever made. We took a holiday in late May, early June to Paris, and it was a wonderful holiday. Of course, it's Paris, right? Since then, we got back to London, straight back into work, back into the usual routine. Fast forward, finding a moving company, finding so many different little loose ends to tie up before you move country. It's an incredible amount of stuff to go through. Moving country is never easy, and moving from one country to another certainly didn't decrease the stress in my life. We packed up our flat, got all the boxes ready to go, and the whole, everything, down to the south of France. And her and I took a flight down here. Everything arrived on a truck a few days later. We unpacked it. It's currently sitting in that room behind me. That was the easy bit. Moving from London to the south of France was the easy bit. So then moving on to next steps, right? I'm American, she's French. She's, to be honest, done it all. She's been working on us finding a flat in Paris. 10 days ago, we went up to Paris. There's a tiny little room, but we got a balcony. Awesome.
We're on top. We're like, this is so cool. We got a bedroom.
And no one above us? Good.
Oh, I love this place.
All right, let's unpack and hit Paris.
That's life.
Look at them all.
Yeah. Well, it's the 4th of July parade. There's a national parade. I completely forgot, and that's during the day.
But we were moving around from hotel to hotel, and that's never easy, and it can induce a lot of, stress, or at least feeling like you're not settled anywhere. She was calling, I was calling immobiliers, and immobilier is the French word for basically real estate agent. Now, as a side note, I find it funny that real estate and houses is called immobilier, like immobile. It's a weird description for a house. Like, describe your house. Oh yeah, it doesn't move. Like, okay, that wasn't the first description, or anyway, that's just a cultural side note. We're calling immobiliers real estate agents all day long. We were going onto websites, Le Bon Coin, Paris Attitude, Paris Your Stay in Paris. Just like any other city in the world, you have to act fast, right? It's the same thing in London. When you see a flat, you gotta call and you gotta book it. And I'm used to that, and I'm up for that challenge. The problem was I wasn't getting a call back from anybody. Every time I called up to an immobilier, they say, oh, we just look at the website and send us an email, we'll get back to you. And I would do that, but I'd never get an email back. So it was very frustrating, right? And this is all around the time of Bastille Day here. What a lot of people like to do is have a bank holiday, and Bastille Day fell on the Thursday this year, and so people roll that into a long weekend. They take the Friday. This bank holiday was in the middle of us trying to find a flat. So Monday comes around, still kind of slow, and in France, retail is quiet on a Monday. Needless to say, it wasn't until the following Tuesday where we started to get replies, and we started looking at unfurnished flats. And the funny thing here is that when they say unfurnished, they mean unfurnished. Like, there's no fridge, there's no oven. We decided, all right, screw it. Let's just walk around Paris and hop around and go to immobiliers. And post-COVID, a lot of these real estate agents, Google Maps will say it's open, and then you show up in real life and it's closed. It's been closed for the last, 2 years. And the funny thing is, right, immobiliers are separated between sale and then renting. So if you go into a particular location, they more often said, oh no, we only deal with sales. But if you go to the other side of Paris, our other branch deals with rentals. So it became a lot of admin, a lot of travel to get to the right location. Once we actually spoke to an immobilier, once we got down and got a booking, the questions that they ask you over here are insane. I've heard of French bureaucracy, and I've heard of the red tape that you have to get through. But I never, in my wildest imagination, would have believed the headaches that are purposely put to validate 2 young professionals. It blew my mind. The very first question they ask you when you're looking to buy a flat is, okay, how much do you make? It's like, oh, okay, straight off the bat, right, nice to meet you. In France, There's this social, like, line in the sand drawn that you have to make 3 times your rent every month. Having a bank account here in France is important as well, but that's a whole other topic. They want to see your last 3 pay slips, your contract, and if it's an international contract like mine is, you know, in the UK, there's a whole different set of criteria that they look at. How long have you been with the company? What is your role? And for Camille, as she's a French citizen and she's now working at a French company, to try and enter the French market as, I'll call myself an immigrant, you know, someone who's moving to another country, it's incredibly tough. Like, all these old bureaucratic processes that were set up in the Napoleon era, like, there's an echo of them today, and it's just the way things are done. In France, when it comes to buying or selling or renting out a flat, 60% of all transactions are done through friends or friends of friends or family. Immobiliers make up the minority of all real estate transactions. And so we reached out to friends and family to see who has a flat in Paris. Lo and behold, one of Camille's family friends who live in Paris, they have a studio which is in the center of Paris, and we'll be heading back to Paris late next week. You catch me in the south of France, chilling in about 36-degree weather. It's gorgeous, and it's the perfect thing we both needed to relax and reset before we go back to the hectic craziness of Paris. I can't wait to get back. This flat looks great. It's like right in the center of Paris. There's a courtyard in the back. It's a 1-bed, it's a studio, but it's got all the amenities you could want. And I'm so excited about this because it feels like we haven't given Paris our full effort yet. It's like, marker, take 2. I'd love to have a bike. She's got an electric scooter. Like, that's the only way to travel in Paris. Like, the metro's great, it's efficient, but there's no escalators, it's only stairs. And in the height of summer in August, like, you just get exhausted. For a city that is made for tourism, it's also not made for tourism. It's been a crazy whirlwind tour, but I'm going to take you guys on the rest of this journey as we go up to Paris and check out this first flat.